What's up, everybody? Welcome to Dat Wrasslin podcast. I'm here with your boy Streetkilln HG and Benjamin Rivers. Soulamazin has explosive diarrhea. Couldn't be here today. You know how it goes. He ate some bad sushi.
Of course.
It happens, you know, Florida.
And then he went out and to get some girly drinks and had alcohol poisoning.
So, Raw started out with the master, the ultimate consummate professional, Baron Corbin.
No.
It was the greatest. All right, Baron Corbin is awesome, and so he started in a match against Elias.
Okay.
What you got, Ben?
Okay, let's well, we should actually, you know, of course, we should actually just talk about like the promo that he did with Drew McIntyre and and of course, you know, your boy Bobby Lashley and also Leo Rush. Apparently, that now they're actually, of course, they're his absolute like stupid henchman. I'm gonna actually call him just like a little bit of henchman.
Come on, Ben.
Well,
Have to be so racist.
well, the role that they are in right now, it's pretty like this could backfire on Baron Corbin. I'm sorry, but like, this is going to completely backfire on Baron.
That's probably kind of the point.
Yeah.
Benjamin.
Yeah.
So, anyway, yeah, promo and all that. Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Lashley are apparently all lackeys for basically they're the new version of what was it? The corporation. They're the authority. You know, any of those corporation factions. Evolution, weren't they a corporation faction?
No, they
weren't
were
they?
Just a, I don't know what.
Yeah, they were.
Kind of.
Yeah,
they were.
They were like they had the backing of whichever McMahon was in charge at the time. I wasn't really watching back then. Yeah, but anyway, with some interference from Leo Rush and some just basic interference all around, Baron Corbin got the pin, and then Bobby Lashley destroyed his guitar. It was a pretty good beatdown of Elias.
Yep.
I don't know. There's a lot of people are speculating that this is going to be the end of Baron Corbin as Raw GM. What do you think? I think maybe he's ready to go back to in-ring competition.
I actually think
hasn't he been
have to go back to NXT
already, though?
Not really. He does little small stuff. He doesn't really do. Well, he's had matches, but they're not match. You know, he's expected to lose every time.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Of course, has his like
because of booking.
His new group thing. Yeah.
I don't know though. I like him in his role as. I mean, I don't like him, but that's the point. He's doing a good job at being disliked, which is kind of what he should be doing, and is doing that effectively. I think it's one of the few things Raw is doing right. It may not seem that way to Ben or, you know, the average casual fan, but, you know, to me, I can respect the work that he's putting in and the development that he's grown from a year ago, from 6 months ago. It's really good, and I see bright things in the future for Baron Corbin.
Well, one of them actually not being general manager. Yeah, that's for sure. Not general manager. That's actually definitely going to be getting beat up.
Ben, he already is.
Well, Braun is going to like destroy Baron Corbin at TLC. I'm sorry, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
He may show up. They do that all the time. You know, he's so strong that he came back from injury early. I could see it happening, but I could also see that he came back from injury too early, and Baron Corbin being able to take advantage of that, and that being the way Baron Corbin gets a win. I mean,
okay.
What?
Okay, the way that I can actually just see, you know, like how Baron Corbin, you know, could beat Braun Strowman if he, you know, of course, plays the coward way. You know, of course, actually using Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, and Leo Rush to his authority.
He's probably going to use all those anyway and still fail. But
yep, true.
I say they exploit the injury.
Oh wait. Okay, yo, if this is actually like a tables, ladders, and chairs match, doesn't that mean that the match, of course, only has to be like won by pinfall or submission?
Probably, and if it's tables, ladders, and chairs, that means it's no disqualification.
Very true. Yo, and of course, like anyone can actually interfere, but well, if Braun actually like, doesn't like, you know, of course,
not just anyone can interfere, everyone can interfere. You know.
Yo, that could actually be like an absolute replacement for Braun if he doesn't show up.
Nah.
Well, that could be like a replacement. I'm just saying.
Who would be replacing?
I don't know, but okay. I don't know, like who could replace Braun Strowman in this match?
Then why are you saying there could be if you don't know?
I don't know, because like that's actually now how I'm actually just like, you know, seeing this whole thing right now. Braun doesn't, you know, of course, Braun doesn't actually, you know, of course, actually make it to TLC. Constable, well, General Manager elect, which is absolute bullshit name, completely. Baron Corbin, you know, of course, he actually, you know, kind of gets the victory. Someone, and of course, you know, someone's music plays, such as, I don't know, like Kurt Angle may come out and actually, you know, of course, actually just accept Baron Corbin's like challenge, like on behalf of Braun Strowman. That's what I could see happening at TLC. If you guys actually got like any thoughts on that, I could like literally just see Kurt Angle just coming out and just beating the crap out of Baron Corbin and then winning the match to become permanent Raw General Manager.
I mean, it could be a possibility because of, you know, the whole rival thing between them, and he also has a rival thing between McIntyre.
Very true.
So, could be a possibility, honestly. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah. So the next match was let me try to plow through this. This was a Lucha House Party versus the Revival. This was under the quote. I know, Ben. This was under the quote-unquote Lucha House rules, which basically made it a handicap match with Lucha House Party versus the Revival, and basically tornado tag match. Not really, but it was, I forget the exact stipulations and stuff, but it was garbage, and neither of these teams look like, you know, should be fighting each other.
Yeah, they should be fighting like different people.
Yeah, this is bad. Lucha House, if they wanted to do Lucha House Party rules, they've got the New Day to fight. You know, they've got the Bar with Big Show. They don't have the New Day to fight, I'm sorry, but they've got the Bar with Big Show, or, you know, they could add, well, they could have, or they could have added any third member to somebody else. The Revival could find some other racist guy to join them. I don't know, but
I'm so confused with the Revival. It's like the Revival, like
they go hard,
up and down,
all day, all night. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. So, yeah, Lucha House Party won, and it was just bad all around.
Yeah, bad all around.
After that, we have Nia Jax in a little promo with Tamina out there talking about how she broke Becky Lynch's face, and bad promo work.
Cringy.
Very cringy. It's at least it's not as cringy as, what was it? Was it last week? Or was it Starrcade, where she started singing with Elias?
Oh, yeah, it was Starrcade.
That was, if there's anything we talked about from Starrcade, it was that. That was just terrible.
Yeah, it's just like, why would you just do that? It's just like, nah.
So this involved way too many people. It involved Tamina, Nia Jax, Ronda Rousey, Natalya, the Riot Squad. It was overcrowded, too much stuff going on. Nobody really cares about Nia Jax and Tamina's pairing. They might have if like they had just started decimating everybody, but they like it fell flat from the very beginning.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, I just think that okay, this whole this whole segment, I kind of actually just feel like it actually just it took two rivalries, right? Natalya versus Riot Squad, Ronda Rousey versus Nia Jax, and they just completely of course they actually just fused the two together. It just of course just create a disaster. I don't know what WWE's like doing with the women's division at the moment, but like I don't know like how to I don't know how to just like feel about this whole well, of course, will Ronda Rousey and Natalya actually now have to face Nia Jax and the whole Riot Squad doing this whole thing. Like, what's your opinion on this, Sheep?
I literally don't care. It's just bad. I'm just kind of going to tune it out when it's on, probably. It's just not good. The writing, the story, it's all just like they're shoving everything just at us, trying to make something work. When they can make something work, they could very easily make something work. Look how easily they did it with Charlotte. Look how easily they could do it with Becky. All they got to do is have somebody go at it, or even turn Ronda heel the same way they did Becky and Charlotte. Have them lose their shit. Go full on lunatic. The crowd ate that up, and they eat that up now. That's what the crowd wants.
Yep.
So, I don't know. But let's go ahead and move on to the next little part, which was the Authors of Pain versus Bobby Roode and Chad Gable for the Raw Tag Team Championships. This was pretty bad. It wasn't a bad match, but most of it was all around the gimmick of making Drew Maverick look stupid.
I almost nearly just said Drew Maverick.
Drake, I did. You made me say Drew Maverick. Drake Maverick. It's doing nothing for AOP or Drake Maverick. It's bad. It's bad. Like he should be. Go ahead.
Yeah, the whole gimmick, this actually all started of course at Survivor Series, when Drake Maverick, of course, pissed himself.
Yes, I know.
And then of course it just, of course, and then on Monday Night Raw, which was about 2 weeks ago. Was it 2 weeks ago or 1 week ago? Before before this whole tag team match. Drake Maverick, of course, was getting laughed at. Of course, what actually happened at Survivor Series. But then they just do this, and then they have Drake Maverick piss on Bobby Roode's robe. It's just what is WWE now? And now I just booking with this whole thing. I'm sorry, but this is just one of the worst bookings they could have just done for this type of rivalry between AOP and Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. This whole rivalry, I knew that something was eventually going to happen, but this whole thing, of Drake Maverick, of course, actually, with the whole glorious, thing, what he's currently doing at the moment, it's just I don't know, it's bad storyline, writing on this whole thing.
You talking about Ben? He always does glories.
I'm talking about this whole match and the whole Drake Maverick, of course, what actually happened at Survivor Series, and now they actually just make this whole thing what actually happened in Survivor Series, and they just I don't know how to just
explain it.
You gotta admit
the puns are pretty funny there.
I know, but okay, but it's just bad storyline. I'm saying this is just nah. You got any thought on the street?
No, I totally agree. The storyline is shit.
Yeah, I agree. And moving on, we've had Ember Moon versus Alicia Fox. Ember Moon had Kurt Hawkins in her corner. Alicia Fox. Yeah, Alicia Fox had.
Yep.
They took Ember Moon's partner from her and gave her Kurt Hawkins.
Bad
so,
choice.
Well,
Kurt Hawkins?
Ember Moon won, and this might be the first time we see Kurt Hawkins get a victory.
Nope.
That would be fun. It wouldn't. Well, it could still. He could still keep his streak going because that would be singles competition. You know, he could still.
I don't know. Does it count though? For him?
Does it really count? Well, the victory actually does count for Ember Moon. What does it count for Kurt Hawkins? No. No, it does not count for Kurt Hawkins.
So right after that match, No Way Jose comes out to the ring and interrupts the little celebration. And Jinder Mahal attacks No Way Jose. That's fine, whatever. That didn't bother me so much as the fact that this little segment and little fight after this took longer than the entire match of Ember Moon and Alicia Fox. So,
yeah,
you know, where's the time for women to actually have matches? Alicia Fox is kind of a jobber right now, but anybody that's, you know, watched WWE for a while knows she can at least work. She's a good competitor, and she can be interesting. She's got a really good character going on. She's batshit crazy, you know. I enjoy. She's annoying, but she makes me laugh sometimes, just how crazy she's willing to act. She's like the. She's like another side of like Nikki Cross, like a different spectrum of crazy. She goes full on crazy, but not like the way Nikki Cross does. It's just a different style of crazy. So that's my gripe about that. That Jinder Mahal segment should not have lasted that long. So next we had Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler after Seth Rollins announced an open challenge for his title. Probably the only even interesting match of the night. Also, in a side note, prior to this, Baron Corbin had announced... Hold on. Prior to this, Baron Corbin had announced that Alexa Bliss was going to be like his co-GM, or going to be the GM over the women, basically. I see this leading to Alexa Bliss taking over as Raw GM completely, like stealing his job from him.
Maybe.
I saw the spark of that heading into it. But Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental Championship. It was a good match. I expected interference from Dean Ambrose, or at least mind games or something. His music coming out, or some kind of promo where he's like, "Hey Seth," you know, talking through the Titantron or something like that. But that didn't happen. And I don't know. This could have been a good moment to do anything else. I don't think Dolph Ziggler needed to be there and take a loss for the sake of an open challenge. Bleacher Report has it right. Open challenges are supposed to be something to let somebody else shine. Even though they're going to lose, it's supposed to make them look good. You know, like how they did with Andrade Cien Almas against AJ Styles and stuff like that, you know. Bleacher Report definitely nailed it. They could have called Bray Wyatt up or had Lars Sullivan debut or anything like that. And that could have been a lot more impactful and meaningful than Dolph Ziggler versus Seth Rollins again. Don't get me wrong, they're two of the best competitors, but we've seen that match a lot lately. And I think they both need to be on separate paths right now.
Yeah.
Thoughts, guys?
I don't know. As you actually, as you actually just said, Sheep, Yeah, it could have actually. Well, this match, yeah, it was like, you know, of course okay. So yeah, if you actually have Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler, you know, expect a 5-star match. But I kind of actually just feel because, like, okay, let's just face it, guys. We've already seen this type of match so many times. They could have actually put like anyone else besides Dolph Ziggler. Yeah, I'm not just saying, you know, of course, like Dolph Ziggler, of course, because he's not a good wrestler. Which he, of course, he is actually like one of like the top guys on Monday Night Raw at the moment. But they could have actually, you know, they could have actually just had, you know, just someone else, you know, just like accept the whole open challenge. But in the end, you know, Seth Rollins actually did, of course, get the victory. And now, of course, his mindset is now, of course, you know, focusing towards, you know, well, his match, of course, with Dean Ambrose at TLC. Can you actually also just talk about the fact that Dean Ambrose had to like get some shots in his yeah, on his body?
You mean in his ass?
Yeah, I think
that's another thing I meant to mention. That whole promo was just like last week. It was stupid. Yeah. Dean Ambrose should not be talking crap about the fans. That will not draw heat for Dean Ambrose. Especially the way they're doing it. Like, he needs a tetanus shot just being around. That's stupid. It doesn't even sound good.
It's a cringy fucking...
It's like you said last week. It's literally like something that we would read on WWE 2K19 Universe mode during a promo that they came up with. It's that bad. They've got to do better than that with Dean Ambrose.
See how long that needle was? God damn, bro.
Remember when Dean Ambrose was fighting Brock Lesnar? He was unhinged. That's all they have to do now. Just have him go like that, except a little bit further, a little bit crazier, and they would have a top guy, somebody that all the fans would get behind. I don't understand.
This stupid gimmick or whatever they've given him, I really don't understand it. Like, what is it really supposed to be? This? I don't know. I don't get it. It bothers me. Because, like, what? Like, he just has disgusted by the fans?
I don't know.
It's hard to explain it.
Your guess is as good as mine.
And fucking say, "Oh, these guys stink and shit." It's like, what the fuck? What kind of fucking 13-year-old wrote this storyline?
Like anybody, like Dean Ambrose wears jeans and a tank top everywhere he goes. He looks like one of the people he's talking about.
I know.
You know, that's kind of, you know, it's like, you know, look at yourself, bro. You kind of dress like Luke Harper over here. You know, it's not exactly like that's the model for, you know, a hygienic person. Wife beater and fucking jeans. But it is what it is.
Ben. Ben got offended. He's like, ow.
So moving on, Ben, do you have anything to add to that?
Well, you know, of course, the whole freaking, you know, tetanus shot that apparently Dean Ambrose had to have. Okay, yeah, I see, like where they're, you know, of course, they're trying to, like, you know, of course, go with this whole, you know...
we all see where they're trying to go.
Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins. But, okay, the one thing that they should actually, like, you know, was, like, add to this whole TLC match, this whole match between Dean Ambrose versus Seth, they should just make it, like, a TLC match. Then that means, like, you know, of course, like, there could actually, you know, of course, be, like, that unhinged Dean Ambrose, you know, of course, you know, as he, yeah, as actually, of course, I did say.
Every time you say, you know.
Okay,
every time you say, you know, taking a shot or something. Seth.
Call them just called straight Seth.
All right, guys, drinking game. Every time Ben says, you know, take a shot.
Take a shot. Oh.
All right, so, you got more to add, Ben?
Nothing.
Yeah, you know.
Nothing to add.
Okay, so we'll move on to the open forum. Alexa Bliss hosted with Sasha Banks and Bayley, and we'll move on from it very quickly because this was kind of garbage too. In my opinion, the reason I didn't really like it is because why is Bayley making fun of somebody? You know, it's like she's supposed to be the hugger and the you know, nice one, but she's out there, you know, throwing shots at Alexa.
Catching on.
Yeah,
Remember,
you said you know like 4 times.
This is WWE. They will do anything just to screw up the characters. You know, of course, WWE superstars. Character. You have to realize this. They always do this just to, you know, of course, just to destroy someone.
This whole episode is going to be about you-knows.
You know it, bro.
It's not about you-knows, okay. On the street sometimes. But this whole open forum was premium, so access. Very premium. Why have, you know, Alexa Bliss host an open forum about Sasha Banks and Bayley? Why can't we not just do the whole Sasha Banks versus Bayley, heel versus face? God damn it, WWE.
And then Alicia Fox, who just got her ass handed to her by Ember Moon, is supposed to be able to take out Bayley or Sasha. That's kind of counterintuitive to me.
It was Mickey James, Fox, and Dana Brooke.
Oh, okay, so 3. Yeah. I guess that makes a little more sense. Whatever. So,
more sense.
still bad. I didn't care for it at all. Clearly, it's setting up, you know, some kind of Alexa Bliss and Sasha and Bayley feud thing where Alexa's, you know, basically doing the authority thing over Sasha and Bayley, and they have to fight back against those, you know, hard to beat odds. It's going to be bad. Just get ready for it. It'll probably drag out for as long as Sasha and Bayley did. If you remember how long that whole feud went, it's probably going to be about the same. I have a feeling they're just going to drag this shit out and just until it's dead. So get ready for that. I'm super excited for that part of Raw in the coming weeks. Maybe they'll just build up to TLC and then it'll be over, but... So, next up, we had Baron Corbin versus Finn Balor. Main event. This started out, you know, like a regular match, and then after Baron Corbin got out of the way of the coup de grace, he got the microphone and said that it was going to be a handicap match. So, Baron Corbin and Drew McIntyre obviously won, and it's just, I guess it's try to sell Baron Corbin as this like leader now, I guess, who can like convince people to work for him or something. I guess he's gonna like lead the stable of people. I don't know what's going on here. I don't think they know what's going on here. It's just Raw is like, Raw is just this clusterfuck of garbage. And every once in a while, there's like a, you know, a little bright spot, you know, but for the most part, you know, it's pretty bad.
I know.
So, Raw, good stuff.
Well, this Raw was like much worse than, let me actually just name one pay-per-view. I can now name it. Starcade. That's the one pay-per-view like this Raw was like much worse than Starcade.
Anyway,
it's like one.
Moving on to SmackDown. Yeah. Started out with Becky Lynch with a little promo.
Yep.
The man comes around. This promo also had Charlotte Flair coming out, and then Paige coming out. And then everybody was mad at Paige because she was catering to Ronda and Becky, and they weren't getting opportunities. So basically, she declared a battle royal to determine a third competitor for the Lynch Flair match at TLC, which I guess is a way to extend Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair up until maybe WrestleMania, where we can hopefully get Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey. But I think it'll be a good Lynch and Flair match, and that's what it'll lead to. I don't think the third person who
it was Asuka.
Yeah, Asuka.
Sorry,
I don't think she'll win or really make much of a difference in the outcome of the match. But, you know, at least she's getting a little bit of push, a little bit of notice. It's not going to be effective, but she'll have gotten that opportunity anyways. What do you guys think about this little... Anything about Ronda? Thoughts? Opinions?
It was good, but, you know, this whole triple... and there I go again with the this whole triple... well, now, of course, this whole triple threat match between Charlotte, Becky Lynch, and Asuka, it could actually post-matching be the host of like a big main event, but I don't see this actually being like you know, a big main event for TLC. But well, who do I actually see who deserves, of course, the big victory, you know, at TLC? I actually see Becky Lynch, of course, you know, like, may win, and then of course, she might get that, you know, that Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch feud again. But you guys' opinions on this?
Well, that's what I already gave mine. So, Street.
I mean, I agree. What you guys are saying.
Agree. Street agrees.
Agree to disagree.
So next we had the Bar issuing an open challenge. Jimmy and Jay Uso answering the call for a Jimmy and Jay Uso match. I don't think they got enough time, and I think it was kind of last minute. I don't think they worked through it very much, but those two teams, it should have been a great match. The tag team division is where SmackDown usually shines. So I was a little bit disappointed in the match quality here. But, you know, the Bar won. No, the Usos won. Yeah. But it wasn't a title win, but that clearly makes the Usos #1 contenders, right?
Nope. Let's actually just say TLC, of course, actually will be a triple threat tag team match featuring
New Day, Uso, and the Bar.
Usos,
yeah.
And also the New Day.
Yeah.
What has the New Day done to earn that opportunity? How?
I don't know. Maybe be in just about every one of the best tag team matches on the main brand this year. How about that? You know, if you can't talk about a great tag team match this year without saying either the Usos or the New Day, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's what they've done. They've elevated the tag team division to a level it hasn't been in a long time, along with the Usos. You know, they didn't do it alone, but SmackDown's tag team division is great.
Way better than Raw.
SmackDown #1.
They actually made this stuff like cleared up. Yeah, SmackDown's tag divisions are like way better than Raw's tag divisions. In my own opinion. That's just my opinion.
Alright, so after that we had AJ Styles returning, talking some shit about Daniel Bryan. I don't really care about the way Daniel Bryan has turned, the talking in third person and stuff like that, but
what is up with that?
I don't know. We'll see if it works out. It's new, so I'm like hesitant to accept it. But a decent promo from AJ Styles. But nobody's ever doubted AJ Styles' promo abilities. But they're not necessarily, you know, they're not Miz promos, you know, at the same time. Thoughts on AJ Styles promo?
AJ the Miz.
AJ Styles?
Wait, did you just compare the AJ Styles promo to the Miz?
Yeah, because when you talk about great promos or people who can give great promos, you talk about the Miz. So if you compare somebody's promo abilities to, you want to compare them to somebody who's the best, and one of the best is the Miz. So yes, I compared him to the Miz, so I could show you the difference in promo skills. The AJ Styles is a better wrestler than AJ Styles is a better wrestler than the Miz, but the Miz gives better promos than AJ Styles. If you don't agree with that, well, you're just wrong.
Well, there actually are like a lot of like different other, trash talkers than the Miz.
I'm not talking about trash talkers. I'm talking about promo skills. And he has better promo skills than AJ Styles. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. AJ Styles has good promo skills. I'm just saying the Miz has better promo skills. He makes up for his wrestling inefficiencies with charisma and promo skills.
Yeah, but he's not.
Do you agree, Ben? Nobody said he's the best in the world. Well, besides him. And he didn't say he's the best in the world. He said he's 2/3 the best in the world.
2/3 of the best in the world.
See how humble he is? He doesn't have to accept the whole thing. He's willing to only take part of best in the world. He's like, I don't even need the whole thing. I'll share it. That's how humble and good of a guy the Miz is. What an awesome dude. Anyway, the next match was Rusev versus Shinsuke Nakamura. This was bad.
Shinsuke attacking Rusev before the match?
Yeah, and just like leaving him like lying in a heap. That way to make Rusev look good, Shinsuke, who has like done nothing of note for the past, 6 months, held onto his title somehow. Well, pretty much by not being in any of the pay-per-views because they didn't think it was important enough. That's how he's held on to his title, and low blows and interferences and everything else. But it hasn't come off as good heel work. It's just come off as lazy writing. And this was another example of that. This isn't good heel work. This is lazy writing. You're trying to put heat on Shinsuke Nakamura by, having him make Rusev look bad? You're not helping anybody. You're not helping Rusev. You're not helping Shinsuke. You're not helping WWE. You're just floating dead in the water. This was like a Raw match. This should have been on Raw.
Oh, it should have. But, okay, you know, what I could actually, okay, that whole United States one. I think, okay, yeah, I know that I actually mentioned about TLC before. I just think that United States Championship is like, it's actually going to be defended on the kickoff show, just like every other pay-per-view. That title is always going to be defended on the kickoff show. I don't want, just to see the United States Championship on the kickoff show. I would rather see the United States Championship on the main card of a pay-per-view, not fucking kickoff show. Why are they just treating one of the most prestigious, one of the second prestigious title in the WWE, the United States Championship? Why are they just treating that just garbage now? It's just that United States Championship has got more prestige than the Universal Championship.
I agree. But there's nothing they're going to do about it, so nothing we can do except gripe on Sundays.
Nothing we can do.
So after this, we had Jeff Hardy celebrating 20 years in WWE. It was actually 23, but you know how WWE will fudge a few numbers here and there to make an angle work.
Yeah.
Like attendance numbers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it started off pretty good, and I thought it was just going to be actually, honoring Jeff Hardy. But this is WWE. We don't do anything like that. Samoa Joe came out and used some pretty personal stuff. I didn't know if I was cool with this or not, but used his problems with alcohol and personal, battles with drugs like, as, you know, pretty much talking shit about it. That was pretty cold, but it made Samoa Joe look like, you know, he takes no prisoner. It made Samoa Joe look like the badass he is. But it still seems a little bit cheap. Like, they went there just for, like, Samoa Joe could have gotten just as much heat just by being Samoa Joe. Exactly. I don't know that it was completely necessary to take advantage of the guy's struggles with alcohol.
Actually, I don't know if you read up on it, but Jeff Hardy don't mind his struggles.
Well, he probably wants it to be he wants it out there so that it can help people and stuff like that. I can understand that.
Yeah, that's exactly why he doesn't mind it being part of a storyline. And TNA did something as well.
Oh, yeah.
But here's the thing. The way they're making it right now makes it look like Jeff Hardy is a lesser person because of his struggles with alcohol. Now, if he overcomes it and beats Samoa Joe and, you know, blah, 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 and it delivers a positive message, I'm all for that.
He will beat Samoa Joe.
I don't think so. I don't think that's going to happen.
I think he will.
I hope so.
Yeah, this actually just reminds me this actually, of course, just reminds me of, like, that whole TNA feud, like, that they actually had. Like, this feud, I actually hope it actually, like, goes, of course, like, you know, like, in the right direction. But they actually, the question could also be, you know, of course, that big possibility that this could actually, of course, like, backfire, like, on this whole, you know, feud between Samoa Joe and Jeff Hardy. I think that if the W actually, like, you know, if they book this right, it could actually be like one of the most, the best feuds in all of WWE at the moment.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I actually did watch Samoa Joe versus Jeff Hardy match in TNA. So I kind of actually know, like, you know, this whole feud that doing at the moment, you know, of course, like, in WWE. I think they're just trying to, like, recreate, like, what they, you know, of course, what they did in TNA, and now they're just trying to, you know, of course, show the WWE, you know, of course, the WWE universe of, you know, of how they could actually make this feud, like, you know, just like, you know, I don't know just how to say it, but, like, this feud though, it actually could be good, or it could actually, you know, of course, turn out really, really bad. You know, because I just see, like, full potential of this entire feud. Yeah, I'm like, this feud now, of course, has now just got me so excited. Just see, like, what they do with Samoa Joe and Jeff Hardy. From this, ow.
Say it again.
Don't. Okay. This, yeah, I am not gonna show. Okay, Street, I'm not gonna repeat this again. I've already said it once, and that's all. I'm gonna say it.
Okay. Say it again.
I'm not saying it again, Street. You've already heard it once. I'm not saying it again. Street,
No more.
I'm not saying it again.
You've wasted your opportunity.
Okay.
Squandered.
Yeah, Street.
Squandered it away.
Yes, Street. Yes, Street. Yeah, you should have actually, you know, you should have actually been like listening to this whole feud, like, you know, of course, back in TNA. Yeah, I think that they could actually put this.
Samoa Joe's time TNA.
I don't think it'll be a long feud if it is a feud.
Yeah.
So the next match was Kofi Kingston versus The Miz after a little backstage altercation between The Miz and The New Day.
Wait, wasn't it? Yeah, I know Shane McMahon was.
It was nice to see Kofi Kingston get a win. But at the same time, it feels like, you know, why is The Miz, like, suddenly just taking all these losses that are, you know, putting him down when he's probably somebody that the company should be pushing as hard as they can all the time, because he's one of the few people that they have with the who's could legitimately hold a title and people want to see him, not necessarily as champion, but they want to see him taken down. You know what I mean? They'll tune in to watch him get beat or something like that.
Yep.
It's sad, you know. I think it's all just building towards him going to Raw again. I think he'll go back to Raw.
Yeah, I could actually just see this, like, you know, of course, actually being like a, you know, of course, that potential face turn for the Miz, you know, of course, yeah, of course, as of course it was leaked, on a different, I don't know where it was leaked, but we could actually be seeing a Miz face turn, you know, in the future. But him being like the WWE champion, like, you know, for the whole face turn, like, what are you guys' opinion on this, on, like, you know, potential face turn for the Miz?
No, I thought about it. And I gave it a lot of thought. I even ran it by a few people, and it's just the few times that he has, it hasn't worked. What they should do is recognize the fans that like him as a heel and that support him as a heel and run with that. Let him be aware of it, like break the fourth wall. Like, he knows that they want him to be him, and he's just gonna run with that, and he'll be that kind of face, almost like Stone Cold, but in a different way, like how Alicia Fox is a different crazy than Nikki Cross. It'd be the same way, like how Stone Cold was kind of a face and a heel at the same time. He could kind of be in that gray area of not quite either one, but definitely leaning more towards the heel side, where Stone Cold leaned more towards the face side. That's what I would do with the Miz. Just have him be super aware of where he's at and where he stands, and take advantage of that.
Well, he actually has, of course, actually just had out like 2 straight losses. Well, the first loss, of course, he actually like lost to like 2 jobbers.
We know.
Sorry,
and it was bad.
Jobbers. And then he like loses to Kofi Kingston. I don't know what that is. Like,
did you say Kofi Kingston?
Kofi Kingston.
Kofi Kingston.
Give it up for Kofi Kingston.
Wow.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't want to be like, you know, I do not want to say Kofi Kingston. Like, yeah,
his
like
name
last time.
His name is not Kofi Kingston or Kofi. It's Kofi Kingston.
Yeah, Kofi Kingston. No, Kofi. Sorry, I'm sorry.
No, you're not. Sorry. Why you always lying? Okay. So where are we on next?
Randy Orton came to the ring to talk about his attack of Rey Mysterio. It's better work from Randy Orton, but I don't think anybody cared about Rey Mysterio having his mask taken off. He came out and fought, but, you know, Randy Orton, you know, hit him with the chairs and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And he got some heat from it, but that's crowd heat. That's not TV heat. I don't think it translated as well on TV. In the crowd, you know, you're in the moment and, you know, boo, whatever. But, you know, at home I was like, it fell a little flat to me.
Okay. I agree.
Ben?
I agree to this.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Alright, so we'll move on to the Women's Battle Royal. Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Zelina Vega, Asuka, Naomi, Lana, and Carmella. Oh, I thought they could do anything. I thought they might put somebody bad in there just so it'd give a little bit of extra something to the triple threat match.
Well,
just somebody for them to beat up.
It was about time for it to come and happen.
I agree. And she's probably the only one I could see, like, matching up with them at all. So, yeah, it was clearly the best choice. But she's obviously going to lose.
Who knows? It could be your time. Shine and grind.
So, that wasn't, SmackDown clearly better than Raw this week. As usual.
This week? Just this week? What the hell are you talking about?
And I don't think... Can we ever recall a better Raw than a SmackDown? When was the last time that's happened?
Let me see.
Well, we're not going to remember one. Maybe Attitude Era or something. So
do not even actually, don't even actually bring up the Attitude Era. It's like the Attitude Era was like more prestigious than the current career.
SmackDown still wasn't all that great, really.
Well,
it was being better. Yeah, being better than Raw doesn't mean you were good. It's like you're the, Well, never mind that. There's.
Wow.
It's like being the better member of the Ascension.
Well, and I think we actually all know who the better member of the Ascension are.
It's Connor, duh.
Connor, cool.
Red just agreeing, yeah, Connor.
I was gonna say Victor just to troll you, but I didn't want to waste the time.
Can I just say something? What has Victor done in his career?
He won the NXT Tag Team title. What has Connor done in his career?
Won the Tag Team Championship.
Same exact shit Victor did. No difference there. Anyway, so NXT started off with Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan versus the Mighty. I'm so glad the Mighty didn't win. Because, well, I don't like them. It's not that they're bad. It's just their heel turn was flat. Their characters, they got to come up with some kind of gimmick or something. They fall flat to me. I'm using that a lot today. Fall flat. I don't know why I keep saying that.
Fall flat on your ass.
Fall flat. But Burch and Lorcan defeated the Mighty. It was a pretty good match. Anytime Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan are in there, it's usually a pretty good match. But they're I don't think they're ever going to win NXT titles, and I don't think they're going to be on NXT forever. So, but they'll always be there, and they'll always have their fans. They might get a little tiny run with it, and then go back to being jobbers. But I don't see them doing anything of note. The next match was EC3 versus Marcel Barthel. Yeah, I don't know. It was a squash match. It was just to build up for EC3's promo, where he said that he's coming after Bobby Fish and that he's gonna rip his leg off and all this stuff because he's the top 1%, EC3. And I think if he does go beat Bobby Fish, then that could be good momentum. But if he doesn't, then it's just going to be another fall down the ladder. Next we had Mia Yim versus Vanessa Bourne. It's to get this was to push Mia Yim. I think she'll probably be somewhat of a deal moving forward. I don't know if she'll be title picture deal, but she'll probably be featured pretty regularly on NXT, I imagine. She's got a lot of fans, it seems like. And Vanessa Bourne had some pretty good offense in there. I was impressed with some of her maneuvers and stuff, but I just don't know if she'll be successful as a whole in NXT. I think she'll be kind of mid-card, which how can you be mid-card when there's nothing to compete for except for one belt? There's no mid-card belt, so you can't be a mid-carder when there is no mid-card. But that's NXT problems, not mine. The next match was Keith Lee versus Lars Sullivan.
We have to talk about the Tommaso Ciampa segment also.
I had stepped outside, like my dogs were barking or something. When I came back in, it was over, so I missed it. Go ahead, Ben. How was it?
Okay, so Tommaso Ciampa, of course, okay, so he was, of course, he was actually just voting on the fact that he, of course, actually did beat Velveteen Dream at NXT TakeOver War Games #2. He actually also, okay, so he said, and I quote, I told you, of course, that I was going to beat Velveteen Dream at War Games #2. And then he said, of course, that he, of course, expects the WWE Universe, of course, to do one simple thing and follow his lead. So, your guys' opinion on this whole Tommaso Ciampa? Yeah, well, I know she, of course, did not actually see this, but I actually, okay, Street, like, do you have any thoughts on this whole promo from Tommaso Ciampa?
Man, I don't watch that.
Yeah, he didn't watch it either.
Wow. If you want to know something, Street, I think your next job today, probably like next week, is actually just to go watch NXT this next week.
Maybe.
Because I actually had to watch NXT UK, which it was actually it was like more better than Raw.
Everyone else. NXT is always better than Raw.
Of course. Well, Raw this week completely just sucked.
Ben, you wrestling your pillow is better than Raw.
Ben, you tombstoning your freaking chair is better than Raw.
Very true.
So,
okay,
main event.
He's like,
just
Ben took that into consideration.
Okay. Okay, I actually want to let Sheep finish what he was about to say.
Yeah, main event time. Keith Lee versus Lars Sullivan. I was really hoping Keith Lee would get a win here, but that was next to impossible with Lars Sullivan going to the main roster. It was a good match, but I was really hoping to see Keith Lee win. He should get a push, but Lee did look good. That was pretty good. And, this wasn't the best week for any of the shows. NXT, Raw, SmackDown, any of them. So it was kind of a dull week in the WWE. Nothing of note that I can think of besides, the rumors and stuff. And we'll get to that in a minute. We got Ben. I think he's prepared to tell us a little bit about NXT UK today.
Okay, NXT UK. So, it starts off with your boy, Joe Coffey, taking on a person that I may have actually just forgot his name. I'm going to look this name up, because I may have, of course, I just forgot her name. But, so the person that of course, that he was supposed to be wrestling, wasn't not actually medically cleared. Then the guy that, of course, he was supposed to be wrestling, actually said that the general manager of the NXT UK gave him the option just to choose his replacement, and out comes one half of Mustache Mountain, Tyler Bate. And this match was actually, this match went on for good, but of course it actually ended in a no contest after, Joe Coffey's friends got, of course, got involved. I think Trent Seven got involved also in this match, but the whole, this whole, I think it's the whole gang between, Joe Coffey and the Coffey Brothers. Why am I calling the Coffey Brothers now? So the whole beatdown was So, hang on a second. Wherever.
Hang on a second.
Hang on.
I'm hanging on, Ben.
God damn it. Where the... Oh, nope. Okay. Something happened. Hang on. Time out.
Okay, timing out. Everybody, time out.
Yeah, we're gonna pause this live stream because you can do that with live things. So
Yeah.
You can pause it? You can pause
no, you can't.
Ben,
not at all, Ben.
I was like, whoa, this is new to me. You can pause it?
I can freeze time, Ben. Yes.
I mean, technically, the people on the other side can pause it.
Very true.
Okay, everybody, hit pause and guess when Ben is fixed his error, and we'll be ready when you are.
Okay, here we go. Now of course I now actually have all the information. So next match, of course, we had El Ligero taking on Dan Moa. What the hell? Okay, what is even this name? Okay. Moani. Yeah.
Mulaney?
Yeah, so, with like, yeah, Mulaney. Yeah. Sheep, I actually would just like let you just take over this whole thing.
I didn't watch
Because,
NXT, so I can't take over. This was your job.
Wow. Okay. Well,
We left it to you, so
match,
go.
Okay, I may have only just saw the first match, and then after that, I quickly just ran off.
The truth comes out.
I'm sorry, but I watched NXT 205 Live, but I didn't watch NXT Takeover. I didn't watch NXT UK.
You had one job. One job, Ben.
Well, I did watch NXT and 205 Live.
Those weren't your job.
To us.
You didn't have to watch those. You had to watch UK.
Okay.
You should have watched NXT UK first, and then tried to watch the other two. We don't cover 205 Live. You didn't have to watch that.
Well, I just wanted to watch because currently at the moment, the cruiserweights
priorities,
are
Ben. Priorities.
Oh, sorry. Well,
Ben,
they did much better job. Okay.
Sorry.
Ben's been lying to us this entire time.
I am sorry. It is 35 degrees here in Australia.
Ben, don't blame the weather.
It's not my fault.
Blame it on the rain.
I am not thinking straight today. I'm sorry.
Anyway, we can move on to we'll move on to the rumors. The big one that I know of is the SmackDown wants Ronda Rousey after the switch over to Fox. So not SmackDown wants Ronda Rousey, Fox wants Ronda Rousey, and Fox also wants Daniel Cormier as a ringside announcer.
Oh no!
Oh my God!
They really like Daniel Cormier, and Daniel Cormier is going to audition for a ringside announcer job. I haven't heard Daniel Cormier's ringside announcement. I know I've heard he's done some stuff for UFC. They said he was good. They said he did well. So I mean, maybe. And maybe it would lead to some in-ring stuff for Daniel Cormier. That's kind of how they get you. You get in and you start seeing it, and you're like, man, I could do this. And then all of a sudden, he's in the ring. So maybe Daniel Cormier as a WWE superstar could be okay. I don't like Daniel Cormier, but
Oh.
I didn't like The Miz either, and now I love The Miz. The Miz is great. So I could see, he could grow on me. John Jones still whoop his ass anytime he ever gets in the octagon with him. So we all know that.
Yep. Aleister Black, Zelina Vega, of course, actually they got married. Apparently, that's what Bleacher Report, of course, is actually now saying, because I think it was announced on.
Yeah, I hadn't even heard the rumor that they were together. That was a odd one. We cover rumors pretty often, and I go through the news sites pretty much every day looking for anything crazy that I can bring up during the podcast. I check out the rumors and news and stuff. So I haven't heard anything about this, and I hear stuff like, who's dating who in the Performance Center and stuff like that. Like, I knew that Bianca Belair and Montez Ford are married. And, we know some of these things, and not from the show. These are from, you have to follow, websites and stuff to find this stuff out. and I had heard nothing about this. So I'm still kind of wondering if it's true or not. You know, kind of like the whole. Well, I know it is. You know, but at first I kind of wondered if it was true or not. And the big thing is that, you know, that's pretty crazy.
Yep.
That they kept it secret for that long.
Oh, definitely. Also, hang on, I'm just trying to see what is, of course, on the news. Enzo More's rap song is doing so hot on Spotify.
There's a
Enzo More had launched a new fucking YouTube channel with his like first album or mixtape or some shit that dropped.
Is there a video?
He has a whole channel. He has a whole
No, is there a new video?
About it. No.
Okay.
He has a whole channel.
I'm waiting for that new video. I'm gonna have to hit that reaction up.
Have you listened to some of the music?
No.
I'll listen to some of it. It's you know.
It's bad.
Oh yeah, has anyone like also actually heard about the whole Elton John and Kevin Owens?
It can't. It's probably about as good as the Elias record, or the R-Truth record, or the John Cena album. You know, they're probably about as good as those, which is not very good.
Wow.
He's like, wow.
It's like just hang on. No, I'm just trying to have a quick look at something. What the hell? Okay, I'm just trying to find something also, but I can't see it. Oh, that's also another thing I also actually wanted to talk about. NXT moving over to Friday. You know, for of course, WrestleMania season. If you guys actually heard of any about that news?
Hadn't heard that one.
Okay. Oh, there it is. Found it. That's exactly the thing I was looking for now.
Well, I did hear that WWE signed a guy named Walter, and that's all his name is. It's just Walter.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Walter.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a really big top draw. So, I don't know about how that
European person. He is. What other ones did I have? Oh, okay. One of the big things that we actually need to talk about: Cody Rhodes versus JBL. The whole Twitter thing. What would actually, of course, happen? Okay, let me actually. Let's quickly just pull this up because I have all the information about the whole Cody Rhodes and JBL thing. So JBL goes on Twitter, rant about Cody Rhodes. Actually, of course, I will just put this in the Discord.
Well, nobody else can see that. We're okay.
Sorry. Yeah, I like how my voice. Yeah. Of course, actually, I just went straight up to 1 to 100 this time.
Any other news you guys heard lately, or what?
Yeah, I don't have anything really.
Okay, here we go. Titus O'Neil honored as MVP on the 2018 Ebony Power List. That's gonna be
Power List?
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Also, yeah, we also have 2 more matches announced for TLC. Finn Balor versus Drew McIntyre, Elias versus Bobby Lashley. Those two don't really I don't even actually know how to feel about those 2 matches. Finn versus Drew, Elias versus Bobby Lashley. I don't know whatever they're doing. But announced for Monday Night Raw, Ronda Rousey and Natalya to take on Nia Jax and Tamina. Oh God.
Huh?
Wait. I just saw this like on the WWE.com. Kevin Owens wants to fight LT and John at WrestleMania. Did you guys hear about that also? Like,
that's just silly Twitter stuff, Ben. That's not serious.
No, it's actually
no, it's not serious. I know he said it, Ben. He said it, but it doesn't mean that anything. It's not serious. It's just them saying stuff. They do stuff like that all the time just to get publicity.
I'm not straight, thank you. Oh,
yeah, Ben always reads headlines, doesn't even read.
Wow.
You heard about the Kevin Owens issuing fucking challenge to Elton John at WrestleMania? Did you see that?
Yes, I did. Straight. That's exactly what I was about to talk about.
I don't know if that's like real or just like story or some shit.
Hold on, maybe I just story. Okay, what? Okay, this website, like I'm literally just seeing right now, is like full of bullshit right now. Ow. Damn it! Ow! Sorry.
Nothing else, guys?
I don't have anything at all.
Oh, hang on. Here it is. I just found this last second. NXT switching days. That's what it was. Realized it.
You already said that. Alright, guys. So that's going to be the end of the podcast. Kind of a quick one tonight.
Oh, Edge's mother died.
That's sad.
Edge's...
yeah,
Poor Edge.
I think I actually did hear about that on Instagram, and I was like, okay.
He posted something on social media saying, "Today I lost my mother, Judy Copeland, aka the Judemeister. The only parent I ever had. She was my rock, the backbone, and my bedrock that kept my balance through some very something years. I don't know, it's a big ass fucking word. And he has a huge ass paragraph of something he wrote on Instagram. So if you guys want to go check out that huge ass story he wrote about it, go check it out on Instagram. I don't see how she died.
I think she died.
I was trying to see how she died, but maybe she was passed away. I don't know.
Yeah, probably something like that.
Matt Hardy confirmed that he is not retired and will wrestle again. Here we go. Matt Hardy, yeah. So, I guess Matt Hardy will come back.
Hang on. NXT top star could be moving to WWE main roster.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Alistair Black.
Punk would listen to Young Bucks about WrestleMania return. Oh shit, so Punk might come back for WrestleMania.
No, he won't.
Just no, listen. Just listen.
No, mark it on your calendar, guys. Mark it on your calendars.
Punk is very, very, very close to the Young Bucks. Like, legitly close. And he was saying if it's anybody that he would listen to, it would be the Young Bucks. And if he does come back, he'll probably do it just for a one-time thing. I mean, what if the Young Bucks actually did sign up with the WWE? That'd be something interesting. Imagine seeing Young Bucks with CM Punk. That's crazy. Because he's very, very close to them. They're like butt buddies probably, I guess. Because he was saying in an article, it's like, something about, don't really trust a lot of people in the wrestling industry. And he has a lot of respect for wrestlers, but he's like really close to the Young Bucks. And he was saying that, Young Bucks is one of the best tag teams right over there where the top best in WWE, like Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy and shit. And I mean, he's really close with them, so it could be a possibility. It could happen if they nudge him in some kind of path to do it. He probably would do it. But then you just gotta look at it like, you know, is he just gonna do it for them, for the Young Bucks, or is he gonna do it for something else? I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying he's going to do it. It's gonna happen, but it's a possibility.
Yeah, definitely.
Kyrie Sane was dealing with a viral infection, guys. But you guys
Yeah,
didn't know that.
Yeah, she was
hand
dealing
and
with
or
a
mouth and foot. Yeah. Kind
disease. Yeah.
That's rough,
Oh
but
God.
be rough to deal
Oh
with. Highly
God.
contagious, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, thanks for stopping into the podcast. We're gonna call it a show. Catch us next week. We'll cover everything from Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. Peace out, guys.